Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise in opposition to the rule in both underlying bills, particularly the misnamed Save American Jobs Act. And I would like to just cite very quickly from the Congressional Research Service, which is one of the gems of quality, neutral, nonpartisan analysis for this body, which took a look at this bill and said very clearly, changing the cutoff from 30 hours per week to 40 hours per week would not eliminate the incentive for employers to shift more workers to part-time status and could actually provide a greater incentive for firms not to offer health insurance to their employees. In theory, changing the definition of a full-time worker to 40 hours per week would shift, not eliminate, the incentive for employers to reduce worker hours. Additionally, more employers would be inclined to shift more workers to part-time status under a 40-hour definition because the disruption to their workforce is smaller from 40 to 39 hours per week. Rather than 40 to 29 hours per week. And I would ask that to admit this report for the record, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I had an amendment which is being shut off today, which I think actually really addresses the problem, which is that under the structure of the employer mandate that came out of the Senate, when an employer goes from 49 to 50 employers, the employer is taxed for 20 employees. And again, that is a cliff. I mean, there's just no denying that fact. When the House passed the Affordable Care Act, we had a smooth, gradual, incremental increase based on payroll, which again did not create a cliff. My amendment would simply say that the exempt number of employees before the tax kicked in would be raised from 30 to 49, so that when an additional employee was hired above the 50 threshold, there would be a tax, there still would be an incentive, but there would not be a cliff. Unbelievably, the committee just totally refused to allow this amendment to be considered. It was a strike everything, substitute amendment, because the underlying bill does not accomplish the ends that its sponsors claim, and the CRS has verified that. But in fact, the small business majority, which represents a large contingent of small employers across the country, endorsed my amendment. So, Madam Speaker, sadly, under this rule, which again just completely shuts off any ability for members to do their job, represent their district, come up with ideas that are well-founded in independent analysis, we are not going to have that opportunity. And for the record, I would like to ask the Madam Speaker to admit a copy of the amendment, which is not going to be allowed to be discussed today, and the statement of support from small business majority.